Hey guys and girls, welcome to 31 Days of Hell 2, Episode 2. In today's episode, I'm going to be sharing some creepy pictures with you, if they're not already on the screen. In today's episode, we're going to be looking at various things from family photos to post-mortem photography to many more things. You just have to watch on and see. So the first picture is the Cooper family falling body photo, which is on the screen right now, and not much is known about this photo other than the fact that this family moved into a home in Texas in what was predicted to be the 1950s, and that's just guessing from the attire that they were wearing, the hairstyles, etc., etc. So the family had just moved in. That exact day that the picture was taken, they thought, okay, we're all happy and smiley. We're all happy families. Let's snap a picture. So they did. But to their horror, they saw there was a body falling from the ceiling in this picture. Is this photo real? People have speculated that the shadow of the falling body falls in the wrong way in relationship to the main light source in the photo. If you look at the falling body on the left of this picture, this can be very quickly figured out. But what do you think? People have speculated from the weird angle and the light, or the lack thereof, that the photo was in fact doctored. Now on to our next picture. For those of you that suffer with vertigo or acrophobia, which is the phobia of heights, you may want to look away now. This brave, I'm assuming, teen decided to climb to the top of what looks like I'd say it's a star-shaped landmark. They decided to climb some 200 plus feet into the air at the very top of this landmark. I'm not sure where this is. I'm going to assume that this is either somewhere in Europe or this is somewhere in North America. Nevertheless, you have to be extremely brave to do this. This is death-defying, to say the least. Now, on to our next picture. In 1957, there was a serial killer who used to pose as a photographer, lure the women to his house that he would later murder. This photo shows his first victim, Judith Dahl. The next photo, captured in the Amityville Horror by Gene Campbell, who was investigating the strange occurrences. This entity is believed to be the ghost of a boy who died in the house several years ago. Creepy, right? Anyway, here are some more pictures. This is a picture of a scan. I'm not sure if this picture is in fact real, because it does appear that you can see two things in this picture. You can see what looks like a skull with a wide mouth, a very widely open mouth that looks like almost like it's screaming. And then you see what appears to be either a chest or a belly. Make of this what you will. Now, in the next picture, I'm not exactly sure where this is, but I do know that this was either a abandoned or discontinued very ancient house in which somebody went urban exploring, snapped a few photographs, and upon viewing them, found this, circled in red. Now, some of you may remember from my first 31 Days of Hell series done throughout the entire month of October in the year of 2018. The link will be in the description below, as always. But in Victorian times, in the Victorian era, post-mortem photography was very popular. It was a way for parents who at the time, children wouldn't live beyond maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 sometimes. Sometimes it was the mother that would die, sometimes it was the father, for different reasons. Anyhow, they would most likely get a prop and put the prop behind the deceased person to give the appearance that they are standing up or sitting up. They would then open their eyes. If not possible, they would draw or paint over their closed eyes to make it look like the deceased person had their eyes open. And then they would take a picture and often make the cheeks look rosy, dress them up all nice. In this photo you can see two caskets which are of two young children who I believe are no older than 3, because at this particular period that the photo was taken, I do believe this is in the Victorian era as well, many children did not live beyond 5. Now, to conclude this video, if you have a phobia of clowns, you may want to avert your gaze. Here is the first picture of a clown. We see a dark green, shiny sort of outfit. He's got a thumb ring on his right thumb. How many of you noticed that? Probably not many. And then we have a very strange clown afro, and then one red line going down the left side of his forehead, with what appears to be a long object. Don't make that sexual, anybody. Elizabeth, if you're watching this. It looks like it's a pencil in this clown's mouth, but I'm not sure. And a very nice, cosy, warm-looking background, which is not very fitting, but makes it all the more scary. On to the next picture. We see this picture is actually taken from a website that was reporting on the killer clowns that were notorious in the year 2016, which was when killer clowns were roaming the streets of the US and unfortunately the United Kingdom tends to follow in the footsteps of America for the better and unfortunately also for the worse. But people throughout the United Kingdom decided to dress up as clowns as well and copy in the footsteps of America at the time. And this is a picture of those such clowns, or should I say imposters, because they're not really clowns. But what clown is really a clown? It's just makeup, right? This one is a little bit creepy, I thought, because there's blood on the right side of the shirt. You can see it's red and yellow, red on the left, yellow on the right, and then we see blue sleeves, blue collar, and the crazy hair, 2 points of a little bit of afro on the side, and then one in the middle, on the top of his head, creepy eye makeup, massive teeth, lots of them, makes it all the more creepy, right? And then we have one of my favorites, It, the clown. This is actually a GIF, so I'm not sure if this actually jumps out and moves, I'm not sure, so I'm going to get off of that. But yes, It, the clown, the modern It, the new It that was released. I think the first It was released in the 80s and then they remade it about, I'd say 4 years ago. The first one came out perhaps around 4 years ago, maybe 3-4 years ago. And then they made an It 2, which came out, I believe it was either 2018 or 2019. And I don't know why, but the last clown just makes me laugh. It's just funny. The last clown is just funny. I'm sorry. Okay, so that concludes 31 Days of Hell, 2, episode 2.